What's up, Tone? You look like a pig, fucker. How are my levels, bitch? How are my levels? How are my levels?
All right. Sounding good. All right. How loud are you going to be talking?
I'm going to talk at a reasonable volume.
Okay, we know that's not true.
Fuck off.
All right. Ready to kick it off?
Season 2.
Season 2, here we go. Oh, God. That probably sounded awful.
Show and Tell brought to you by Liquid Death. Please sponsor us.
Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag we wish it was an ad.
Hashtag we would do anything to make it an ad.
All right, vamp for a sec while I switch the direction of my hat.
Okay.
This one's for the people who aren't watching. Bless you.
This is for the real fans that know. You know, not everybody just this. You know, this is an audio podcast that you can watch, but not a lot of people watched it. Like 3 people watched it total, and this little bit was for them because they know you're a guy who switches the direction of his hat multiple times during an episode.
If nothing is in my hand, I would do that constantly.
Actually,
this is the wrong way.
You know, I feel like we
There we go.
should have we should try to establish early on like a running gag for this season. In season 1, I think it took us a while to get into our momentum to like figure out our thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the good running gag in season 1 was Chicago has no toilets. And I wonder if we want to like dive into making fun of the way you use your hat as a prop.
I was going to say, I think my favorite running gag from season 1 was... Actually, I guess it wouldn't be a gag because it was for serious. Me not knowing how old you were in relation to the year you were born.
What's funny is the week this episode's going to come out, I have a birthday, so you're going to be confused for a few months.
Is your birthday this week?
Next week.
The week this comes out.
Yeah.
All right. Then yeah, I think our best running gag is
Well, I mean, we'll start with the hat and see where we go. You know, we'll probably discover something fun along the way. Show and tell isn't really the destination.
no, it's about the journey. It's about trusting the process.
That is a really good way to put it.
And with that, before anything else gets ruined, welcome to Jurassic Park in season 2.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Oh, damn it. We're back. Oh my God.
Liquid death, liquid done. Season 2 of Show and Tell and Tone is just ASMR videos of us drinking liquid death.
liquid. Season 2 is no content.
No
It's
content.
just us trying to be Liquid Death brand
Influencers.
ambassadors. So yeah. So
Wait, hold on. Liquid death asthma video too.
Oh my God. Disgusting. You know, my brother for the longest time, well, when he was little, everything that he drank, no matter what the substance was or how long of a sip he took, he always went.
That's so funny because one of the Matts with a different name in my life,
Kitten, wagon, poop.
Wagon.
Wagon.
Option B, Wagon used famous. I mean, he got like bullied for this in middle school. I feel bad. I didn't go to his middle school, so I didn't bully him for it. But he would like
You bullied him after.
when he would sip, he would go, and like
Unironically?
well, sometimes unironically, and then like when people started like teasing him about it, he tried to like resist the teasing, so he started like doing it like
Just to do it.
just to like fight back, I
Did I ever-
guess. And it just people bullied him about that for a couple years.
Did I ever tell you about that guy who I went to high school with? Well, I went to elementary school with him, but in high school one day he decided to come in with an Irish accent. Oh my gosh.
Was this like just Irish accent day, or
Nope.
he was like, I'm just now I have an Irish accent?
He was Irish, but sophomore year? Yeah. It was either sophomore or junior year.
Yeah.
Like, not even beginning of March, not near St. Patrick's Day. It was just came in one day.
And it wasn't like the first day of school.
No, we were like 2-3 months into the year. Like I'm not even gonna attempt it, but he came in, had his Irish accent, and I looked at him and I was like, "Why are you doing that?" And he's like, "This is how I talk." I was like,
Well,
I've known you since
was
we
he
were-
like, "This is how I talk"?
"Yeah," but I was like, "Dog, I went to kindergarten with you. Like I've been to your birthday. I've been to your house. We've played PlayStation. That's not how you
Well,
talk."
they have PlayStations in Ireland.
No, this was before PlayStation made its way to Ireland.
I see. Sorry. Yeah, it sounds like a real nerd. He should have hung out with you and your cool friends and done really rad, cool things like wear a suit to be a bad boy at your high school.
Or we could have found the mystery of the poop. You know, watching that episode back again and hearing you weave the tale of the poop was, I mean, it's what I imagined people read. Oh fuck, what were those books called? Oh damn, joke fell flat.
Dude, hate when that happens.
What were those books with the boys who were
The Hardy Boys?
Oh yeah. That was close.
What were those books with the boys?
They were Hardy.
Yeah, God,
was
what the
book?
hell was their name? You know, it's funny you say that, talking about like how like masterfully weaving a tale, because
Oh, intro.
yeah, you know where this is going.
Segue coming.
Because you know, one really important
Skill.
that is a core factor of the thing we brought to show and tell today is actually being able to weave a story. Now, here's my question to you, Tone. I was gonna go on my phone and like read. We're showing and telling podcasts today.
Yes, we rolled off screen. Actually, we rolled. Insert the clip here. So we rolled that, and I think it was a 9.
Yeah, and it was podcasts,
9 is
which
podcast.
somehow we didn't talk about last season. That was like one of the few things we didn't roll.
Which is crazy.
I know
Because one of the, like, I mean, obviously, like, doing the show and, like, this has come out of last season.
Sure.
But one of the biggest things that has come out of last season for me is keeping records.
Yes, which is a podcast, famously.
That you brought up on
Our YouTube episode. I had to cheat, and I talked about a video podcast that you can listen to, Keeping Records.
And now, actually, I wonder what episode I'm on. Oh man, they don't number. I hate when podcasts.
I don't really think about it too much.
I prefer a number. I want to know how many episodes I've committed to. Well, I'm like, I would say maybe halfway through. Anyways, sorry.
Anyway, so the whole thing about the segue that I was thinking was interesting is that when I first started listening to podcasts, I like only listened to narrative storytelling podcasts.
Day in Our Life, This American Life.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Serial.
Shittown was what got me into podcast. I was like an ardent hater of podcasts.
I don't know what Shittown is.
Sometimes it's called S-Town. It was made by the dude that made This American Life. We'll talk about it because I was gonna talk about it on the episode, but
that would be the tell.
But it's kind of exactly. But I was just thinking it was funny because all of the podcasts that I'm listening to right now, none of them are, except for one very special episode that I'll talk about. All my podcasts are like recaps, news, or talk shows. I'm not listening to any narrative podcasts right now. So it's in my head. I just thought that was interesting. And, you know, on this show, we like to say what comes to our mind.
We like to
With no concern.
So what I was going to say earlier is, you know, sometimes the stories or the asides that we have to share aren't important, but they need to
Sometimes.
be brute forced.
Yeah.
Like what? How long did I try and tell you the story of Cottage Inn?
That took a while.
Yeah.
So anyway, for today's episode 1 of season 2 of Show and Tell with Tone and Tone, we're talking about podcasts.
Hard.
Did you like my brute force?
Brute
you
force.
kind of
Yes.
gave me that and I just jumped on it. I'm sorry.
I love it.
I felt like a leader. I don't mean to be. We're equal.
Well, lead the charge.
Although I'm better than you because I'm wearing sandals with my socks. What do you think of that? Does that bother you?
No, because I'm wearing my clogs with socks.
That's like an equally offensive shoe to a Teva.
Yeah.
And you're like a young guy. You have no excuse for wearing shit like that. Like, I'm 33 years old.
You know, I really enjoy these because I refuse to get Crocs, but one of these days I might just get
I'm going to
Crocs.
get you Crocs for your 28th birthday.
I would wear them.
When is that? How long is that?
That's in 3 years.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
See if you can commit.
Sips liquid death.
All right. So, I guess.
That was a little asthma clip for you folks back home.
What was the first podcast that got you into podcasts?
Well,
You just said
okay, there's kind of two answers. The first podcast that I downloaded the podcast app to check out was a show called Star Wars Minute. And that's like my everyday podcast, and I'll just speak on it very briefly. P3.
You have a minute.
Okay, P3. Oh, because that's good. It would be great if you did not hit the high five. That would have been powerful. That would have been powerful. Okay, so it's two hosts, P3 Taylor and Alex Robinson. Alex Robinson is a comic. His work is awesome. We actually got him. He drew a picture of Desi.
Really?
Yeah, we commissioned a piece of art. For
Oh,
a
that's
pet.
badass.
We were those pet parents when we first got Des.
Oh no! I was gonna say I commissioned a piece of art, but it's not. I mean, I asked Renee to paint things for me.
Fair.
I commission it with my time and attention.
I love that for you.
That's what I paid.
That's a good currency. It's cheaper than money, or maybe more expensive, more valuable certainly.
More valuable, definitely not. It's definitely cheaper.
Anyway, Star Wars Minute, P3 Taylor, Alex Robinson. And they invented a whole genre of podcasts. So now there's a whole minute podcast universe. And the premise is very simple. They take 1 minute from a movie, and each episode of the podcast, they watch the minute and they analyze it. So for Star Wars,
like literal 60 seconds from a movie?
60 seconds from the movie. And, as the show picked up momentum, they invited their friends to come on, and they would get guests. Mark Hamill, who plays Luke Skywalker, his son has been on the show.
Has Mark Hamill himself?
Mark Hamill has not, but they've gotten some pretty big famous guests that are either adjacent or kind of on the fringe of the Star Wars universe. But they watch a minute of the movie, and then they do an episode where they talk about it. And Alex and Pete do an episode every day of the week. So
every day of the week?
Yeah, well, Monday through Friday.
Oh my! Fuck.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, and they just started a long time ago. I started listening in 2017, and when I started, they had all of the first movie done, they had all of the second movie done, and they were kind of working on the third movie, Return of the Jedi, which is actually the sixth movie, but we'll talk about Star Wars another time.
It's another day.
And I thought I don't like podcasts. I'm compulsive about I don't if I don't listen to an episode, I have to listen to all of them, or I can't I have to listen to the whole thing like you're doing with Show and Tell.
With Keeping Records.
And with Star Wars Minute, it was a subject that was so interesting to me that I'm I will go back and listen to all these legacy episodes because I care enough. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there isn't a lot to talk about in a single minute of a movie.
How long are the episodes?
Well, they got longer as they progressed. Now an episode is between 30 and 50 minutes, never an hour. And really the length kind of depends on what kind of running gags they have going through the week or how action-packed, because I mean, if it's Luke, I am your father, that's fun. There's a lot to talk about. Yeah. But if it's just the camera pans through clouds, it's well, okay. But episodes are 30 to 50 minutes, never an hour.
How long were they when they got it started?
10 to 20 for the first couple weeks.
Damn, even that.
Yeah.
Doing 10 to 20 minutes.
Well, because they would talk about, especially early on, because like the first 20 episodes maybe where you're kind of getting to know Pete and Alex, and they're talking obviously about a lot more than the episode at hand, but they did like a lot of behind the scenes information, and like they would, like, that random guy in the crowd, they would be like, well, he was in George Lucas's other movie American Graffiti as this character, and then he went, so they would like do a lot of kind of heavy, like real niche research, which made the episode super interesting. And I started listening to that when I moved to my apartment in Southfield and had like a nice little commute to Wayne State. Mm-hmm. And it was like an episode was about the length of the drive. So I could listen to like 2 weeks of episodes in a week of work, 2 a day, basically. And I just like, sometimes I didn't like it. Other times I thought it was interesting. Other times I thought it was funny. And I just kind of like listened to it. And I don't mean for this to sound like I'm damning it with faint praise, but before I knew it, before I really formed a strong opinion on the show, I was like in it. I was like in it. I was like making their own little jokes.
I don't know how I feel about this 45 episodes in.
Yeah, right. And but then I would like make a casual reference to an inside joke from the show in out loud, and it would be like,
IRL.
oh, okay, yeah, like I'm in it. So that was the first podcast where I was like, I'm gonna give these another chance. Mm-hmm. That was Star Wars Minute, and I loved that show.
So you said they spawned a whole genre. Do they have other movies, or is it just the Star Wars?
Well, let me give you the 3 different examples of movies by minute, and it's not just Pete and Alex. It's a whole universe. Other people are doing it too, but Alex does Godfather Minute with the Godfather movies, and he does that with his brother. Pete, the retailer, is doing a show called I don't even know what it's called, but they're recapping episodes of the original Star Trek series. It might be called ABC Deep Space Nine. Might be what it's called.
Okay.
And they are watching each episode of Deep Space Nine in alphabetical order. So it's not exactly a by-minute podcast, but it's similar. And they got that idea because Pete and Alex and a couple other people who are on Star Wars Minute all the time did a show called, well, I also don't remember what this was called, but it was a Beatles show, and they did all the Beatles songs alphabetically.
Is it like Scott Aukerman and...
No, they're not. It's not. I mean, it's similar to Are You Talking U2 with Scott Aukerman and...
Are You Talking REM to me?
What's his name?
Scott.
Adam
Scott.
Adam Scott, yeah. Adam Scott and Scott Aukerman. I mean, they're kind of like that, but I don't know. So, but then there's like I think someone is doing the OC Minute, which is a TV show, but they're doing every minute of every episode of the OC. There's Jurassic Park, there's Back to the Future, Alien. I mean, just
gotcha. So it's exploded on.
Yeah, it's exploded. So they have like a convention. They have a movies by minute, or they have like a minute podcast convention. And they had like a few before the pandemic. I don't think they've had one since the pandemic, but it's become this like whole thing. I own the URL for Twister Minute.
Do you really?
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't have the time.
That's a passion project. That's your retirement.
And it would I think even for me that wouldn't be fun to do by myself. And I don't, I'm not going to like market it such. I wouldn't get like guests from the field, you know. I only have so many friends who would come do that. Like I know you would do that for a week.
I would do Twister. Out of all of the years that we've been friends and talked about Twister, I still haven't seen it all the way through. Like I've seen bits and pieces.
We were in like a 2.5 hour podcast that you recorded with Twister playing the whole time.
Yeah, but I wasn't
just
watching.
Watch. Let's make a podcast, but only focus on Twister in the background.
Just watch the background of the podcast. Just be like, oh man.
And so can we drop the link in the bio so people know what we're talking about?
Oh yeah. The sad video of previous podcast will be.
Dude, you know what's funny? Actually, part of that interview was you asked me what podcasts I listened to. So you really should put that link in the bio.
Oh my god!
And we can like go back and see what I said about Star Wars Minute in 2018.
You know what I was gonna say is I was like, I feel like we've had this conversation before. Then I wonder.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to be really funny to go back and watch.
We cut the same episode twice.
Yeah, what if it's like word for word the exact same?
That's why I'm like, now what do I talk about? Because if I were me, I would. Wow, that's almost reminiscent of the podcast I was going to talk about.
Go ahead. Everybody's waiting for you to name drop the Joe Rogan Experience.
So, actually, no, I was going to say the Ben Shapiro show. I don't think he has a pod. Anyways, we need Ben here for this. But the podcast that got me into it was If I Were You by Jake and Amir.
Headgum. They founded Headgum, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they I listened to their podcast only because I watched all of their videos on College Humor or on YouTube when they were at College Humor. And then I was like, fuck, I just need some more content because the show was like the whole Jake and Amir thing. I think they were done. They got bought out, whatever. They stopped making episodes. So I was like,
right.
They started this podcast. And I think by the time I had joined, like started following along, there was maybe like 50, 60 episodes in.
Damn, that's a lot. That's a good chunk.
So
Did you go back?
Oh, yeah. I started at the very beginning. Actually, no, probably not 50, 60. I don't even think I caught it that soon. I would say maybe like 100 or something. They're on like 400, 500 now.
Damn.
And I, like, once I started listening to it, I went all the way back. And I was, like, religiously following this podcast as it came out. So, like, the reason I know about Headgum is because throughout the podcast, so their show is like an advice show. So they would get questions in like, oh, what should we do? And half of the show was them just making fun of the situation that the people were in. And then maybe they would like give some advice at the very end. And like towards the beginning, it was more advice. And then they like, it spawned a bunch of like different businesses, like to the point where like, you would send in like your Tinder match and they would like send replies for you. So it's like, it was just funny to see like their creative, like everything that came out of it.
Right.
And then Headgum started from that. Like they were talking about it. They're like, oh yeah, we kind of have this like little project, whatever. And then it eventually turned into it. And like, I remember following along when there was just like a couple of episodes in it. A couple of shows that they had. And so it's like now at this point, I don't even listen to If I Were You, but almost all of the shows that I listen to, I have found through If I Were You.
That's funny.
And it's like, I don't know. I love it. I love, I actually saw it. Have you ever gone to a live show?
I have not.
I went to a live Jake and Amir show, and actually in my pictures, I have one of my favorite. Where is it? Favorites. I'll put this picture in the chat, but like I got a picture with Jake and Amir.
Oh my God, you look so stupid.
How
long ago is that? You look like a baby.
20.
In the comments, tell us how old Tone looks in this picture.
It says 2019, but there's no way. It had to have.
Yeah.
Because I was in high school. Maybe
Oh,
it was
yeah,
right after
dude.
high
You were
school.
in college in 2016, so.
It had to be either. Maybe it was 2018, 2017, 2018. But going and seeing them live was. Because where did they play? I think they played at Ferndale. They played in Ferndale.
Oh, at Loving Touch?
No, it was
Is it that theater right next to Como's?
I want to say yeah. Is there a place
that's
called
Loving Touch.
Is there a place called Magic something?
Oh, the Majestic.
Yes.
That's on Woodward. That's downtown. That's in the city.
Oh my gosh. No, it's Magic Bag. Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Magic Bag is the rooftop bar of the Majestic.
Oh, okay, sick.
Yeah.
So,
that's sick. That's cool.
So I bought like the VIP tickets. Bro, I was so excited. Jake and Amir was my entire personality in high school.
I would believe it.
Yeah.
That's fun though. That's
even,
cool.
Even to this day, I like will make Jake and Amir references. But
That's hot.
we really need to do keeping records episode.
Dude, we should just totally when we roll a 20, if we roll a 20 this season, we'll do a keeping records episode.
That's automatically.
Just we'll do a covers. No, that should be. Do we have any numbers on the 20 side that aren't assigned? We'll do a covers episode where we just imitate a podcast. That's a good idea.
Fuck. All right, I'm gonna put it right now. We're just gonna.
Because I'm like, we'll do a movie by minute. We'll do a keeping records episode. This is sick.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So actually, I need to. So what we're gonna do this season, for those of you who are following along, excuse me.
It's the liquid death, man. It's carbonated.
Yeah. And we both downed one can before we even started.
Yeah, this is my third liquid death in a half an hour.
Jesus. I'm on 1.5.
Well, I mean, I was dehydrated, you know? It's hot
you
out
were
here.
you
It's
were
90
leaking.
degrees out here.
You were going through menopause.
Well, sort of.
But so what we're going to be doing for this upcoming season is after we get a number, we're going to swap it out with a different prompt that we have in our secondary. Oh, no. In our secondary list. I can't crack this. Okay, we're good. So, actually, I think I already have keeping record on here. Keeping record straight up rip. That's what I thought.
That's excellent.
Favorite viral video was one that I put right before that I think would be really funny.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that.
But yeah, no, we definitely need to do a keeping records right.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I bought this VIP experience to go see because this is
Jay and Amir, your boys.
this actually has a payoff.
Hold on.
Maybe. Okay, so let me paint the picture. A young me, very excited. I don't feel very strongly about celebrities, like actual celebrities. I like a lot of people, but there's very few that I would actually want to meet. Jake and Amir were the two at the top. I was so excited and so nervous. I think I paid $75 to get a meet and greet.
It's not bad.
Not crazy.
Yeah.
But like whatever.
Before you finish, can I ask if Jake and Amir are the top two, who are the other three to round out your top 5 celebrities you'd like to meet?
At that time or like now? Because now
let's do at that time.
At that time.
This will help our audience get like a better. We're gonna enjoy your story more knowing this about you.
Okay, so it was 26. Let's say somewhere between 2016 and
Sure.
and 2018. I would say Kanye would have to be up there because the last thing he gave us was The Life of Pablo. Actually, I don't know if he would at that point. I mean, that was the last thing he dropped. But I don't know if I would have, because The Life of Pablo was where it started to fucking piss me off.
Oh man, it's his last masterpiece.
All right, so let's say Jake and Amir, Kanye, Ryan Reynolds is always up there. The guy who invented Quibi. Well,
He was the king of the mountain back
I would
then.
take the guy who invented Quibi or Chrissy Teigen because I would love to ask her about her Quibi experience. Actual other celebrities. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd.
Look at us.
Who would have thought? So anyways, so excited. Whatever. And I went with my now ex-girlfriend. This was pre-us dating. So first off, she was not excited at all. And it's hard to be excited for somebody else's like most hype thing, but I felt like she was giving me nothing. But whatever.
Yeah, you got to at least meet in the middle.
Yeah, really?
Did you buy the tickets, both of them?
I bought both tickets
Okay.
because I needed somebody to go with, and I think I just asked her. I was like, "Hey, I have an extra ticket. Please, I just need somebody to go with."
Yeah. Why did you need someone to go with?
I think me and Renee had just broken up at that point.
God.
Keep it in. Keep it in. It's a good thing she doesn't watch these. So, whatever. Show started at 9:00, and I was like, okay. There was no info on the ticket about the meet and greet. I was like, okay, like, whatever. Let's get there early, just so I get good seats. And I think it was I don't know if I had seats. Whatever. We go there, and I'm waiting in line. We're waiting in line, and I was like, the doors are gonna open soon. Like, I haven't heard anything about this VIP. So I go up to the front, and I was like, hey, I got VIP tickets. I don't know if that means anything. Like, am I supposed to go in a different door? They're like, the meet and greet is ending. And I immediately was going to shit my pants. Because
it's kind of the theme of the day.
I was so I know, right? So excited. And he's like, just wait here, just for 1 second. I was like, oh my God. And I looked back. I was like, if I don't meet Jake and Amir, I'm gonna be so upset. This is the only thing I wanted to do. Like, I feel like it would ruin the show for me knowing that I was supposed to meet them. So guy comes back out. He's like, actually, come here real quick. Everybody from the meet and greet had left. And they were just standing there. They're like, hey, we heard you missed all of your VIP time. And I was like, and I feel like I would be tongue-tied at very few people. Like, I feel like I wouldn't get starstruck at very, very many people. I full on was like, no, you want a picture? I was like, of course I want a picture.
I'd like a picture, sir.
And then they're like, okay, cool. So whatever, we dapped it up. One of Jake was like, hey, I like your hat. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. And I still have the hat.
Nice. What was the hat?
It was, actually, it's a really fucking cool hat. It's like it's like fake satiny, but it's got like, it's a trucker hat, snapback, and it's got like, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like the Liquid Death,
Sick.
skullet. Oh, let's see. Ignore the...
Oh, like the Admiral's cap with the little wings on the brill?
Yeah.
Sick.
So it looks
that
like
is sick.
Except
That is sick.
It was navy blue. So I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest. I feel like the coolest person on the fucking planet. And then I had something for them to sign because one of Jake and Amir's like running jokes is that Amir used to read from scrolls. And so I bought like a parchment paper Declaration of Independence from Henry Ford. And I was going to leave, and it was in my back pocket. I was like, oh my God, wait. And I turned around, I was like, is it too late to get a signature? And they're like, nah. And they put, we love you, Jake and Amir.
Aww.
And I still have it today. It's one
that
of my
is
most
great.
prized possessions.
That's cool that they were like really gracious with you, you know?
They were super, super nice. And then after the show, I wound up seeing them again, and like we took another picture. Actually, that picture was like after.
That's cool.
Such a great
I'm trying to think. I would go see my Star Wars show live because they do like special live episodes, and that would be fun. But I probably never will, not because I wouldn't want to, but they usually do it at like the Star Wars convention, and I'm not going to go to the Star Wars convention. I'm not going to do that. I mean, first of all, it's like hundreds of dollars, you know, but I don't like it that much. I would go see another show.
Really? I feel like you would go to a Star Wars convention.
I don't. This is another episode. So we'll talk about it another time. A podcast I would go see that they tour regularly, and I'm sure I talked about this when we talked about podcasts last time. My Dad Wrote a Porno. Have you listened to that at all?
So I listened to it because of your recommendation. I remember.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah, and they do a live show, and they read a chapter from the book and then play some games with the audience. I would go to that. That would be sick.
Still only one book, or
no, it's
Dad written
they're
multiple?
like I think on the 7th or 8th now.
Oh my.
I mean, the books are not that long, you know, and they're not that good, which is the point of the show. So it might be interesting to sort of follow up. What did you think about it? So you listen to it based on my recommendation.
I remember not sticking with it. I remember
Yeah.
the first couple episodes were really funny, and I was like, I loved the concept, but I don't think it was like
Yeah.
that.
It definitely, I mean, I guess I'm not faulting anyone, but it sort of lost momentum. It was one of those shows where as soon as I ran out of backlog, it was like really hard to get interested after, like a long break. So it's good that we took a short gap between season 1 and 2.
Honestly, that's why I'm kind of nervous about keeping records. Like, once I'm caught up, am I going to enjoy it as much?
I mean, can I spoil something for you? I figured you, I mean, do you follow them on social media?
No, I purposely have not followed them because I don't want to get tipped off.
Well, then I better.
Don't spoil it. You can light spoil it.
I feel like I'm obligated to warn you because if you just crash into it, you're going to be upset.
Does it end?
Caleb left the show.
No! No, are you serious?
Dude, I swear to God, Caleb left the show.
Oh my God, no.
We haven't had an episode with the new guest
And you did
the new host.
And you did this on the podcast episode? You did this on the podcast episode of our
We're
podcast?
talking about podcasts, man. I can't.
You're going to come to my birthday party bringing me a birthday present on my birthday? You're going to do this to me on my own podcast, talking on the podcast episode with the podcast where you introduced me to the podcast?
I don't know what you're referencing, dude.
That's the Tyler, the Creator Loiter Squad video.
Oh, God. Is it the same one where he's making the pancakes?
No.
No.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Lawyer Squad. I didn't watch a lot of that, even though that came out when I was the peak into Odd Future.
I was going to say...
Did you pivot because you don't want to face the reality of what I just told you?
No, I'm more so stuck on this because that was a really good reference. Like I feel like that was really tight.
I feel really bad. I'm sorry, and
Please
it's usually the other way around.
Please tell me somebody out there got that.
Ben, did you get that?
No, Ben's not watching Loiter Squad.
You don't know what he does. Don't tell my son what to do. You
Um,
communist.
But so
There hasn't been an episode with the new host, but the new host was a guest on an episode that I've heard that you haven't. It was from like June, and it was a good episode. So I'm.
oh my God, dude, we like literally we're close to the end too. Like if this would have came up at the very beginning, this is what we would have talked about the entire time. Fuck.
Yeah, sorry. I had it spoiled on social media, so then like the episodes between, because I usually let a few build up.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
so
I'm
like
so upset.
I had like 3 or 4 episodes backlog before I caught up with the timeline, and it was just like knowing there's like a lit firework in the room, and the fuse is gonna run out eventually. And the episode where they announced it, I was like, no. But to be honest, and this is our escape from talking records. We're going to talk back about podcasts more broadly. I was kind of relieved because I'm feeling oversubscribed in my podcast feed right now.
Oh, don't tell me that.
And well, no, and like
Don't tell
I'm
me
about
that.
to start my work commute, so I'll have like more regular listening time. But I find myself really listening to music.
What a spit in the face. You spit in my face by saying, I'm glad it's done. Get the fuck out of here. I love music.
That's hot.
You sound like those CDs. Now that's what I call music.
I love those. So
I'm so sad. For real?
That
is a bummer.
dude, pour a little out for a real one. Caleb Heron. You get
Oh
a
my
little,
God, he didn't die, did he?
No, he's alive. He's just probably being in movies and too busy to record podcasts.
I hate that. I hate that he got famous.
Yeah, that sucks. He should be suffering like us.
Damn. All right, well, you vamp while I go get the die so we can roll for next episode. Dejected roll.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so bummed.
Well, I have to vamp, so I guess I can tell you people that you can follow us on Twitter. We don't use it. We've never updated it, and at this point, neither of us know the password. But we're at Show and Tell Pod 2, all lowercase, all one word, and then 2 is the number 2. If you know who manages the at Show and Tell Pod account, find a way to enter their lives and ruin their lives from within. Be an imposter among them and spoil their experience so that they let go of the Show and Tell Pod Twitter handle. Hey,
I'm back.
Hey, Tone. Hey, buddy. Are
So
you okay?
sad. No, that sucks.
It's not the destination.
I
It's the
know,
journey.
and you know
What episode are you on? Like, where are you in 2022 yet, or are you?
No, I think I'm still in. They're still talking about the pandemic, and I'm like, oh, this would have been. Such
Have you
like
listened to the? Did you listen to the Katie Delaney episode about Disney? Like,
Yes.
did you skip? That was where you started, and then you're like, I like this. I'll go because that was my first episode.
Yeah, because we did talk about that.
And I didn't go back and listen to the backlog.
The backlog.
When I started liking the show, I listened to Katie Delaney, and she had one other guest on who I know, so I listened to that episode, and then I just hit subscribe and like listened from there.
Damn.
And that was probably last summer, I think, that I got into them, or last fall.
So sad. Anyways.
Well, let's roll, I guess.
Yeah, let's dejected roll. Oh wait.
Asmer.
An 8.
It's an 8.
Let's see what.
I hope it's like something that upsets you. Just
Damn
keep
it!
them-
I did crack my phone screen twice. This was the best phone screen I've put on in such a long time. Anyway,
Just the screen, though, not the real phone.
no, the actual phone is fine.
Oh, buddy.
8 is snacks. I feel like we've talked.
We did snacks, yeah.
Okay.
Or if we didn't, it's too similar to dessert. Well, before you did the asthma roll, you rolled an 11. What's 11?
Let's see. What is it?
What is 11? 11's a podcast that won't quit on you.
11 is ultra specific childhood memory.
We did that.
But I haven't swapped them out yet.
Oh, so do we want to do that again?
No, we shouldn't.
Okay, what's
Okay,
8?
here, pick from this list. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I'm just gonna roll another d20, and I'm gonna pick from the second list, and then I'll go through and fix this list.
Okay. Oh,
7.
God, I thought that was a 1. Bad stuff already happened.
I was gonna say bad stuff.
Caleb quit.
What
Golden
else?
keeping records.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Bad time music / albums / movies that made us cry.
Oh no.
We have to pick something
Your response to that is
Watch
the sound
last
of Tony telling me that keeping records is canceled.
My whole start of next episode is going to be watch last episode, timestamp here.
Okay, so what did we roll though?
Okay, we're going to roll again because this has been too confusing.
We're really taking credence away from our method here.
Okay, so the first thing we rolled, if we want to be 100% honest, was an 11. And on this list, it's ultra specific childhood
And this
memory.
is the old list. This is the season 1 list.
Because I haven't swapped in the new ones yet.
Got it.
So,
Okay, so we're not going to do that.
so should we roll again or should we go off the 7?
What's the 7 on our season 1 list?
Bad time music.
Yeah, let's roll again.
Okay. All right, rolling, and we're taking this one no matter
And
what
it's
it says.
and it's bad time pop culture that made us cry.
I guess.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either. I guess
Is that like
the only thing
you like watch The Notebook when you're sad that you got dumped? I mean, what does that mean?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is The Life of Pablo or Jesus is King.
Dude.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Asmer dice.
And we're taking this one no matter what.
2.
2, fast food. Or wait, do we go off the... No.
New list.
Okay, new list.
Unless we haven't done...
Fast food.
What is it on the old list?
Movies.
We definitely did movies.
We 100%.
Okay, so fast food.
Fast food.
That's awesome.
That's it. Check the next episode. Hashtag Liquid Death. Sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
But I've already felt the liquid death today. And that is...
That's a diarrhea joke for another time, Antonio. Cheers!
No.
Did you play the fart?
No, I did.